I'm going to be breaking down 3 flirtatious concepts that you can use in your interactions to display more intent subtly with women. Now, most dudes, they don't really display intent at all. They're either too afraid to do it or they do it a tiny bit and it's weak and it just fizzles out. So let's get into the 3 subtle techniques that you should be doing right now. And also, guys, these techniques stack on top of each other. So you can do technique number 1 and then later on technique number 2. And technique number 3 is a little bit more advanced that will also indirectly invite the girl out onto a date. So you could run this whole stack in one interaction to get a really powerful result. So watch this video in full. So let's get into subtle way to display intent number 1, which is I like your vibe or I like your look. You have this cute sporty vibe to you. You have this cute swaggy vibe to you with the Nikes and the sweats going on. You have this cute yet badass vibe to you with the all black and the tattoos. You have this cute, comfy, casual vibe to you. You have this cute yet classy vibe to you. So you say the line and then you keep it moving without putting pressure on her. And that's the first, easiest, most subtle way that you could inject some intent. Now, if you only did that one thing and you have a really long conversation after that, that's not that man to woman in a sense. And that's okay, because once you stack on technique number 2 and then later on technique number 3, you're gonna get a really powerful result, which brings me into technique number 2, subtle ways to display intent, the contextual flirt, okay, or contextual intent, which pretty much just means we're giving the girl context about what's going on in the conversation. So we're talking to the girl about what she had going on in her day or what you had going on in your day. And at some point you just say, and yeah, so anyway, that I was actually like shopping earlier and then I was, literally just walking down the road and I saw this cute girl with the all black and the black hair. And I was like, I gotta at least go say what's up, see if she's cool. So I just explained to her what was going on in my day. It's a very subtle, easy way to transition any conversation from whatever we were talking about to what's going on right now. I don't abruptly say, wow, you're hot, or wow, I just noticed you're really cute. It's kind of subtly thrown into the conversation. We're talking about her day, I'm talking about my day. So yeah, I was finishing up a workout and I was actually headed home and I saw this cute girl walking down the street. And you could use this in any situation. If you were on a date, it would be, you're talking about your day. Yeah, I actually had a pretty solid day. I finished up work early, hit the gym, just had a coffee, and now I'm here on this date with this cute girl. So, my day's going pretty well. How about you? That's how you could inject on a date. And even if you were out at nighttime in like a bar, club, or a lounge, it would be the same thing. You just inject the line while you're talking to the girl. So it would be something like, yeah, my boys are over there and I was just taking a shot and then I saw this cute girl and I was like, I gotta go over and at least see if she's cool. Or I gotta go over and at least say hi. Or I gotta go over and at least talk to her for a minute. Okay, so you could say whatever, and then again, you transition off. So regardless if you're during the daytime, during the nighttime, or on a date, in any environment, you can inject this line at any point in the interaction. You could even technically open with this line. You say, hey, excuse me, you get her attention, and you say, honestly, I was just walking by, and I thought you looked really cute. I wanted to come over and say what's up. Okay, so this technique's great because you could open with this, or if we're in the middle of an interaction, this is another subtle way that you could just inject into the interaction, again, to make it flirty. And guys, by the way, it's okay to call the girl cute multiple times. You don't just open once, display intent, and then it's friendly conversation the whole time. I do think that multiple times throughout the course of the interaction, at least like 2 times, you should display some subtle intent. All right, once in the beginning and that's it. It's not really that much. I think 2 times is a nice mix depending on how long you're talking to the girl. And that's why I gave you guys both of these techniques. Now, if you stack these on with technique number 3, now you're really going to be in a position to create a high level of attraction and ideally even get a date if the girl's feeling you. Which brings us into subtle way to display intent number 3, if we hang out again, blank. All right, and I really like this one because we're not just calling the girl cute for a 3rd time. Like she got the hint now by saying it once or twice, but now a subtle 3rd way is kind of implying if we were to hang out again, blank. And you can inject some level of teasing to make this really powerful. It's not directly inviting her out on a date. I'll give you a couple examples. I was talking to this one girl and she was telling me that she fell off of a scooter like a couple weeks back, and how even 2 months before that, she actually got into a car accident, right? And so the ongoing joke that I was teasing her on is that initially I was teasing her that she was clumsy, but once she got into the car accident too, I just went into, she's like straight up bad luck, okay? And that's what I was like teasing her on. And from there, I then used this technique later on. I said, okay, well look, if we were to hang out again, I'll be sure to call you your own Uber, and I'm gonna take my own Uber to meet you at the place publicly. And so that was like a total joke, but it was very funny. But at the same time, it's powerful because I'm not actually inviting her out on a date yet. I will get there. I'm gonna show you guys how to convert this, but it's a subtle way to inject the frame if we were to hang out again, which is a nice subtle way flirt with the girl, especially if you've done technique 1, technique 2, the girl's responding well to you, you're teasing her a little bit, and now I throw in this hypothetical tease if we were to hang out again, blank. I even went one step further with it later and I said, I don't even know if I feel comfortable crossing the street with you. You're gonna have to hold my arm tight. Hold on. Let's make sure we double check both ways before I cross the street with you. All right. And then we cross. So it was a funny ongoing joke that I continuously teased her about. There was another girl I was talking to. She actually was coming out of the gym. And so early on in the interaction, when we went to shake hands, she told me that her hand was a little sweaty because she just finished up a workout. So we had this ongoing joke that she was very sweaty and that we both needed to like cool down because of the sun and the workout. So one thing I said in this one was, if we hang out again, I'll be sure to take a fresh shower and make sure I'm nice and dried off. So that way, you know, we're nice and fly for the next meetup. And that was, again, just another subtle way that implies that we're not going to be sweaty on the next meetup. All right. It doesn't need to be some like crazy tease either. If the girl really likes espresso, or she likes a glass of wine, or she likes a certain type of music, whatever the thing is, you can inject that in. So if she talks about coffee and she says she's like really cranky without her coffee, you say something like, oh, don't worry. If we hang out again, I'll be sure to have that espresso shot ready. I'll have the weekend music playing in the background. And that way you come in and you're not like crazy cranky and I'm feeling some type of way about it. So it doesn't matter what the situation is, you just find a way to inject if we were to hang out again, blank. On a more simplistic level, if you guys are working out together, it's like, next time we work out, I'm gonna be sure to lead the workout. Next time we get food, I'm doing the cooking. Whatever it is, like you can make a more simplistic level of this too, but the concept remains the same. If we hang out again, blank. And yes, you can inject some level of teasing into it. It kind of softens the invite as well. When you're using technique number 3, some of you guys might be thinking, well, I didn't really ask her out. That's not really me asking her out. How is this leading to a date? And I'll just say this, the more times you talk about you and the girl hanging out, the more real and the more serious the event becomes. When you talk about meeting up with a person one time and it's kind of vague and it's never discussed again, it's not really that serious of a thing. But if the first time you talk about it, especially if it's just kind of teasing her in a hypothetical sense, that's a certain frame that's laid into the interaction. Then later on again, you bring it up again in a slightly more serious tone, it becomes more real. And then as you're actually getting her to agree to do an activity, if you really cement it a third time and say, no, but all jokes aside, I wouldn't be opposed to meeting up with you sometime to get a drink. Or all jokes aside, we should totally get a workout in. Or all jokes aside, we could totally cook a meal sometime. Or all jokes aside, I'll hit you up next time I'm going out if you want to join in. And so that's the subtle technique number 3 that you could do. I encourage you guys to stack these in the course of an interaction. If you have a 5, 10, 15-minute conversation, you don't want to do just one of them. Ideally, you do one and then 5 minutes later, whatever, you can inject number 2. And then like later on, if it's going well, you can even inject number 3, the idea of if we hang out again. And then that should lead to an actual phone number. So stack all 3 of these to get a really powerful result the next time you're talking to a girl. If you want help with this, guys, if you want to get better with your flirting, your conversation skills, more social confidence, destroy approach anxiety and get more women, more dates, and really just level up as a man, I can help you with that. I'm the fucking guy for that, dude. Click the link in the description, fill out an application for an opportunity to work with me personally. That's all for this video. Peace out.